Hello everybody and welcome back. We are here for the week 2 challenge of the final days of summer collaboration that I'm doing with LineDotArrow. For those of you that are just coming across this, myself and Nathalie from LineDotArrow have put together a final days of summer kit. We were really hoping that we could just cling on to a few more days of summer before the autumn set in, and I actually think it worked because here in the UK we have had a glorious week. It has been extremely sunny and hot, so yeah, I think the plan worked. So we have a kit called the Final Days of Summer. I have half the kit in my shop. It's 32 pages, 16 of them in colour, 16 in sepia. I do have a flip through video which I'll link down below if you're interested in having a look at the kit, or you can head over to my Etsy and see it there. The same with Nathalie. She also has her half of the kit, also 32 pages, again divided into 16 colour and 16 in sepia. Again, I'll have those links down below for you as well if you want to go and check them out. So as I said, this is week 2 of the challenges that are going alongside our collaboration, and with those challenges we also have some freebies. So before I get into the details of the challenge, I want to share with you the freebies that you can find either in the LineDotArrow Facebook group or on my Kofi page, both of which will be linked down below. So this is the first page of freebies that you can get. So we've got these beautiful photos of these girls here with the addition of some flowers. And then you've got 2 kind of photo frames that you can kind of cut out and either place those photos or different pictures that you have. Same with the main kit, you also get those pages in sepia. Now, because they are vintage style photos, they don't look wildly different from the originals. The green tones off of this girl have obviously been taken out, and the colour of the flowers, same with this one. It's just the flowers really that have changed because they are already quite vintage style. But the frames are also in sepia. You also get a smaller version of those frames and those girls, but also some picture corners, and a few labels, and again also available in sepia. So those 4 pages are available in the LineDotArrow Facebook group or in my Kofi shop. So if you do not have access to Facebook, you can go and grab them there. Nathalie also has some freebies for this week's challenge as well. I will link her video down below so you can go and check those out, but again you'll be able to find those in the LineDotArrow Facebook group or on her Kofi page. As well as these freebies, because we have the wonderful Haystack Crafty Corner Facebook group and Sweet Pea Papers Facebook groups, both of them are hosting the challenges that we're doing as well. So Nathalie and I, as a way to say thanks, have been offering exclusive freebies just to their Facebook groups. So in addition to these freebies, if you are in the Haystack Crafty Corner Facebook group, you can grab this freebie from their group. So it's a journaling page with beautiful tulips at the bottom. You've got some luggage up the side and then a hand holding some tickets on that side, and again it is available in sepia. And for the Sweet Pea Papers group, I have these different license plate names. So this is actually the sepia, and then you've got it in the colour as well. So you've got those nameplates that you can use to help decorate your journal pages. So they're all the freebies. As I say, all the links will be down below to the Facebook groups where you can go and grab them. And now to talk about this week's challenge. Now the freebies that I have here go with the challenge because this week we are making a mini photo album or travel journal. So that's why I have created these photos and the photo frames and the picture corners. Nathalie this week created the base of the photo book as well as some other bits and pieces, but as I said, you need to head over to her channel to check out what freebies she has available. I've already cut some bits out, so these are the base pages that she has ready. I've already cut them out, folded them and got them prepared. This pile that you see to the side is actually going to be my journal, but I'll talk about that in the next video. I'm just going to put that to the side. I just kept that here because I needed it to kind of check the side, check that it fits, and it does. So these are the different album pages that Nathalie has put together, and there are a few cut parts which I've got there. Now I'm decided to create a tab style album, so I'm going to do a tab binding. Now I did have to quickly watch a video from Tracy Fox just as a reminder on how to do the tab binding. She did a video a couple of years ago, and I watched it a couple of years ago, but I completely forgot how to do it, so I had to go back and watch her video. I will link it down below if I remember. If I've forgotten and you want to see that video, then let me know and I will try and add the link in. So I have my album pages, so I'm going to bind them. Now we have to divide these. I'm doing it how Tracy did it because I thought it actually made quite a lot of sense. So this is going to be my front cover. That's going to have 3 tabs. That's going to have 2. That's going to have 3. That's going to have 2. That's going to have 3. That's the back cover, so that just goes to the side for the moment. And then all she did on the 3 tabs is start sticking the tabs on. So I'm using fabric. I think she did do one with fabric, but the video that I watched she actually did with cardstock or paper, I think it was. So they just get stuck on here, so that's what I'm going to do first. So she had 3 on this one, so let's do it one at a time, otherwise I'm going to end up getting everything stuck together. I'm just going to grab my 3 pieces of material and just roughly lay them so they're half. I think that goes that way up that fabric. I'm going to pick a different colour, that's better. Okay, I might need to just spread those out a little bit more. Something like that. Okay, so I'm going to add some glue. Just going to rub it a little bit and then pop this bit of fabric down up at the top. Same in the middle. And at the bottom. Now I have made a tabbed sort of mini journal before, but as I say, it was a long time ago. I think it was a couple of years ago when I saw Tracy's video. I wanted to have a go, and I copied her method back then, and it worked really well. So when I was thinking about how I wanted to bind this album, I thought, oh, I actually really enjoyed that, so I wanted to do that again. So now I've done that one, I'm going to flip it over because I need this one, and I'm going to try and line them up so that obviously my tabs are in the same place. So got one there, one in the middle, and one at the top. So about there. Now I was debating of using like a cardstock, but I thought a fabric might look nicer, so that's why I decided to go with this. Now, as I said, in the next video I will be showing you a bit more of my journal. I've wanted to do a video this week, but it has been a crazy week. My daughter has started school, yay! So that was super exciting. I've also started a new teaching job, so I've been crazy busy just trying to learn, well, new procedures, new schemes of work. Yeah, it's been very different, so yeah, just trying to get used to all of that, get my head around that. Yeah, it's been a long week already, But yeah, I'm feeling that I'm getting more into a kind of routine now, so I will be back to properly making videos a bit more next week, so you can see a bit more of how my journal's coming along. And then that one in the middle. Okay, so essentially she's sorting out her tabs first, and then she kind of binds them together. So they're all of the 3s, and then you have these that are the 2s, so they'll just have 2 tabs. And the idea is those tabs go in between these ones. So I've got a lot of fabric here. Let's sort of line this up. So I'm going to line it up just so I can see where my 2s need to go. So in between, about there. And another one down the bottom. Now I really hope this is going to work now, because as I said, it's been a little while since I've done it. I did refresh myself, so I'm hoping I have remembered it properly. So that's a 2, I can get rid of those and use this one to help line it up. So about there. And another one about there. So I really hope that you're enjoying these challenges. I've really loved seeing all of the different ephemera suitcases that I've seen, people adding fabrics to them, printing on like tracing papers and vellums. It's been really, really cool seeing how creative people get with the same task. Right, okay, so we've got the 3s, we've got the 2s. So now I'm just going to get them in order. So this is going to be my front cover. Then I want the brown one, so that's going to go there. Then what are we going to have? Blue. Then I think I'm going to have the other blue. Then I'm going to have the brown, and then obviously we'll have the back cover as well. So now that they're in order, let's just put the black cover there so I know that that's where that goes. So then Tracy just did it bit by bit. So we pull these over, so just pages 1 and 2, make sure that they're all level, and then you are gluing the bottom. Oh, so whatever the bottom tabs are, so these 3 bottom tabs need to fold over onto this piece here. That's how she did it. So just lining those back up again. So adding glue at the top, then folding that over, gluing that down, then going in the middle, adding some glue, pulling that over, and at the bottom and folding that over. Okay, so we then bring over the next 3, and this time it's the 2s that we're folding over. So again, lining them up, adding a bit of glue, pulling over, whoops, the fabric tab, doing the same down here. So we're just pulling over 2 tabs this time. Okay, and then the next one comes over, again just lining them up. So So we've just done 2 tabs, so this is 3 tabs again. So top, oops, middle, and bottom. Oops, because my hands are getting all sticky while I'm trying to rub this in a bit. Okay, so that is the tabbed booklet, so it should all open nicely and you should be able to flick through everything. Excellent, so that works fine. And then it's just about decorating. So Tracy did recommend doing it first, then decorating after, so that's why I decided to do it that way round as well. Okay, so I want to use some of these freebies. Now I think these girls are probably going to be a bit too large, so I mean I can trim them down, so I'll probably do that. Can't decide whether I like them in sepia though or in colour. Okay, so I think I might use the smaller version because I can use those in my journal as journaling cards. So I'm going to keep hold of those and put those to the side. And I'm going to use the smaller ones, I think. Oh, okay. Well, I think I prefer her in colour, but I do quite like her in sepia. So I'm going to use those 2. So let's get those cut out. Now again, I was going to use my Cricut machine to cut everything out for me, but because I wanted to show you the freebie pages and how they kind of come together, I didn't want to start cutting everything up. So you couldn't actually see what the freebie pages looked like. But that's her. And then I think I'm going to mix and match because she's not in sepia. I think I'm going to use the sepia frame. Yeah, and then because she's going to be in colour. Nope, other way around. Because she's going to be in sepia, I'm going to use the colour frame. Yep. So let's cut those out. And again, I can use these in my journal, so I'm just going to put that to the side. Now I'm using these Tim Holtz scissors. Now I am not very good, as you can probably see, at cutting very well with scissors, especially when it comes to straight lines. But my husband bought me these Christmas just gone, and I've had them in my stash and they've kind of been sitting around, and if I'm honest, I've been a little bit hesitant to use them, but I have to say they are pretty amazing. They are so good at cutting. I think because they have a slightly perforated blade, so it just makes it so easy when you are cutting away. Right, so let's go with, I've used the other frame, so let's use this frame this time. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention in my last video was that we have an amazing lineup for our design team. I will have it up on the screen, but you can see all of the people. You probably know a lot of them already and follow a lot of them. If you do not know them and you haven't come across them before, please go and check out their social media. They are all amazing, talented crafters, so definitely go and check them out. It's been really fun seeing what they're doing already. So lots of them have been taking part in the challenges, and they have been doing an amazing job with these freebies. It's always exciting having a good design team and seeing what people make with your papers. I mean, I really love the challenges, even with the freebies. Setting these kind of challenges, you can guarantee that there will be so many different variations of different albums that people are making, how they put them together. Obviously, I'm using a tab binding, but you know that there's going to be lots of people using so many other different methods. So that's one thing I really love about these challenges, is seeing how creative people can get with the same challenge. Okay, so I am going to want some of these photo corners. I actually quite like them in the brown, so I think I'm going to cut these out. And then maybe have some of these. Okay. Let's figure out where these bits are going, because some of them do have images on already. Obviously this is supposed to be a mini photo album slash writing journal, so some of this space I can use for writing, but I'm thinking this is a good place to maybe have a picture, and again, because it is colour, then we can have maybe her with this frame in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut out this window here and then stick her behind. Okay, so let's have a look. So just as I'm good with scissors, I'm as good with a craft knife. So we'll see how this turns out. Yeah, even with a ruler, I still seem to end up with wonky lines. It could be the glass mat, because obviously things do still slide around on a glass mat. Okay, not too bad. A little bit of white, but that's fine. I can always use some ink to cover that up. Oop. Okay, and then we're going to have her in the frame. So obviously we want the flowers as much as possible. Okay, so I'm going to add some glue around this frame, get her stuck in. Whoops. Okay, so while that frame's drying, I'm just going to pop that to the side. I'm going to cut out those, whoops, those corners. So do you want the, I think we'll go for the darker ones. Okay, so there's one. And that folds back, and that folds back, and we have one corner. Okay, so I'm just going to do that for the other three, and then we'll come back to stick it down. Okay, so I've cut out all my little corners. I have zoomed you in a little bit more so you can see. So we've got the photo of the young girl there. These are my photo corners, and they obviously just slot on. So what I'm going to do is to be able to glue them down. There are a couple of ways that you can do it. So you can pop this down and just mark the corners where they need to go, or you can kind of hook them all on, glue them, but then obviously hope that you don't glue the picture down as well. I always find that a little bit yeah, nerve-wracking. I'm always worried that I'm going to end up gluing everything down, so I'm just going to place my corners on, and then, oops, carefully pop them down, and I'm just going to do a little mark with a pencil as to where they need to be stuck down. So if this is my page, and I'm just going to draw a little mark just on the corner. It's not going to be too dark, obviously, because I don't want it standing out too much, but it just gives me an idea. So you probably won't be able to see that very well, but I have got pencil marks in each of the corners. So now I'm going to glue on the flaps. Again, you want just the tiniest amount because you don't want to end up gluing the corner closed. And then you just line it up with your pencil marks. And stick those down. Now you don't even have to have all four corners. You may just decide to put the opposite corners on like this, and then obviously slot your photo in. It's entirely up to you. I am going to do all four corners. And the nice thing about doing this rather than sticking the photo down is that you have the option of still writing underneath the photo. So you've almost got like a hidden writing spot. And then the last corner. Okay, and then as we know, that picture's going to go there. This one I think I'm just going to decorate. So I've got all of these pieces that are part of Nathalie's freebies. So you may see double here. I have printed them twice. Again, obviously you've got sepia and the colour version. Let's have a look. But I really liking the sepia at the moment, I must admit. Which ones do we want? That's really lovely. That's nice, but because we've got colour here, I might keep this one a little bit sepia. But again, I don't want to cover up too much because I do want some writing space as well. So I'm going to have this little bit down here. And like I said, I'm going to leave that one. That's obviously got a map on. What have we got here? So I might put, I think I want a photo on the front, which I think is where I'm going to put this young lady. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to dig out some bits from the other kit pieces to put in here. Okay, I'm really sorry guys, I seem to have lost a little bit of my footage there. I'm not entirely sure what happened, so I'll just whiz through what I have done. So obviously we've got the base of the cover together. The last bit you would have seen was me putting this together. So we've got the corners in, this now slots in, you can see it kind of moves around, so it's easy to take out. All I've done is add a little bit of string to the side and put photo on there. I've decorated this side, I can't remember if that was then cut off. And then all I've done is I've pulled out some pockets from the kit, so I have folded them over so that they're a small enough size, because obviously these are for a journal page, this is smaller than that, so I have folded them over a bit more than they need to be to adjust the size. And I have the sepia version because I'm going to put it onto the coloured page, so that's going to go there. So I'm just going to glue those in. But yeah, no idea what happened to my video just then, but all of a sudden I looked up and I noticed that it stopped recording, so we are trying again, take 2. Okay, so that pocket's going to go in there. And again, obviously this being a sort of mini photo album or a mini journal, then at least if you have a photo that you stick here, you could have either some tickets to do with the event that you've been to see, or the country you've been to, or even a tag to just kind of have your own little journaling space. These 2 pieces I was thinking of keeping free for journaling spaces and maybe making a little scrappy to kind of paperclip on them. I have another one in sepia, another pocket that again I've just adjusted, so let's put that in. So that could go in there. And then on the front cover, I did say I wanted to use this girl. Now I was going to cut this centre piece of this frame and use it around here, but because it's a similar colour to the cover, I felt it didn't really need that. So I've stuck her on. I've got some cheesecloth underneath, some lace along the top, and then I've just put the word journey there. So that's the front. I haven't really got anything on the back at the moment. I might decorate that. So let's have a little look then. What else can we add? So I've got some lace up the top. Do I want any fabric or anything else? Let's see what we've got. Okay, so I've got some different coloured laces, and I'm just trying to think what would go with it, just to kind of add a little bit of pop of colour as well. But that's going to be too big. That's just going to end up covering that up, isn't it? So I don't want to do that. What else have we got? See, these are a bit thinner. We could have brown, because obviously it then goes with the sepia, just to kind of layer that a little bit. I can have it at the bottom as well then, so yeah, I've only got a little bit of that left, so let's use that one up. So we're going to have a strip along the top. So that's going to go there. And then maybe a little strip along the bottom underneath that cheesecloth, so we can still see that a little bit. or do we just leave it blue? I think I might leave it blue actually, otherwise I'm just covering up all of the colour. Okay, so that I'm happy with, that's fine. So we need something to go in this first pocket. I was pulling out some of the different cut spots from the 2 kits. Now I spent absolutely ages. Some of it was done on my Cricut. The other bits I did hand cut out, but I have this plastic wallet that is absolutely full. You can see how chocolate it is. And these are all the ephemera pieces. So these are all of the kind of postcards, journaling cards, tags, all of the little tickets and things that you can find in the kits. This is, yeah, everything that needed to be cut out. I've got a whole bag just full of those. So I had this postcard, and because it's in colour, I thought that might actually be quite nice to pop into a pocket. So I'm going to have that in there. Then what was I thinking? So these I said I wanted to keep as journaling spaces. So I think I might on this page maybe do a little scrappy to put on there. So let's go and get some scrap bits of paper. Okay, so I've got 3 pieces of paper here. They've all been dyed, so again I'm not sure how well it picks up on camera, but this is a kind of greeny colour, but you can see a kind of lace pattern on there. This one has a slight sort of pinkish tinge to it, and this is a pink dyed lined paper. I think I was actually given to these in a swap. I didn't dye these, so I can't tell you how I got that pink colour or how I managed to get that pattern, because as I said, I think these were in a swap to me, but they are absolutely beautiful. The lighting's not great in here because I am recording in the evening. So let's make some little scrappies. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I think, do it halfway. Oh, even it needs to be thinner than that. Okay, I quite like the holes though, so I do want the holes in it. So I'm just going to fold it over so that it fits within the page. I'm going to fold it that way. And then tear. And then it's still too long even if I fold it over. Okay, so let's see how long. So I'm trying to think about where the bottom is here, and I'm now going to fold it over, and then I'm going to fold this back up a little bit shorter and just tear. And I'm not worried about whether it's straight or whether, like that, a piece comes off. So that's our first layer. Then I'm going to do the same for this one. It may not be exactly the same width though, that's fine. So again, just trying to create that crease. And repeat the same process. So I'm going to come up a little bit higher just so we've got a slight tiered effect. Fold it over and then fold back up, and then tear that piece off. And last but not least, let's try and get as much of this pattern in as we can, shall we? So again, just going to try and get it roughly the same kind of width. Oh. And then folding over. So about there. I do apologise if you can hear a dog barking. That is my neighbour, that's not my dog. Okay, so then I'm just going to layer these up. So I'm going to pop that one over there, and then pop these over the pink one. I think I made the pink one the longest. That's right. Okay, so that is going to be my little scrappy that's going to go in there. Now all I want to do is add something along the top, so I think I might use this along the top, So I am going to just shuffle them together a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to that top one. But just to keep all of the papers together, I'm just going to use staples. Okay, and there's that. So that can be paper clipped on. So let's just grab a paper clip. And that's going to be my scrappy. Right, I'm actually going to paper clip it from nearer the back, only because I want people to be able to flip through it. Okay, so at least you can still flip through it even though it's clipped to the page. Right, so got a pocket with a postcard in. I might put a tag in there in a moment. We've got that. That's obviously got a map on, so we don't really want to do too much to that. They're going to be my writing spaces. We've then got another pocket here, so I need to find something to go in there. Now I do have all of these small pieces, so maybe we could have some of these. Trying to pick things with different colours in them. Okay, so we've got those in there, and then again we can use this for writing. So let's use maybe some of these other little pieces. What did we have there? So I've already used that one, so I'm going to put that to the side for the minute. Let's see what else we've got. So I like that away we go, but I'm thinking about putting that somewhere else, I think. Don't know. I don't want to cover up that map. That's my problem, I think. Right, let's have a look what's in the ephemera pack. Okay, so Natalie had this in her kit, so I'm thinking about using this. So I'm just going to fold it over. Now the only thing is I want to use this as a flap rather than the closure. So I'm just going to fold that backwards. Because that's going to be my flap, which means that I need to close up this part. So I can either run some glue down there, or I can create a teeny tiny little hinge just to stop it from opening. Now I do have this scrap to the side, so I think I might use that. Let's have a look. So I need to cut it about there and about there. Now I am just going to freehand this with scissors, which is not something I normally do. And then cutting down here. And then I'm going to fold this in half. And glue these down. just lining it up with the edge, and I think I've probably made it a tad too tall, so I'm just going to put it up slightly and just snip off a bit off the end. Okay, so that's in line with that side. That now means that I can glue this part down. And I can glue this bit down. Okay, so that now gives me my pocket. Oh, might help if I wait till the glue dries before I start pulling it open. But then this obviously is a flap, and I'm going to have that on the edge of the page so that this flips open. And then I'm going to need another paper clip to just hold that down. Oh. I'm just going to ink a little bit around that top edge and the sides. And especially on this edge, obviously, where I've had to make that fold. Okay, and then that's going to go on the very edge of that page. And as you can see, I have got a space there, so it is fine. So that's going to go on the edge like that. Okay, so let's just have a look at what we've got then. So we've got our front cover of our mini album. We've got a pocket here with a postcard in. We then have a page for some journaling. We have a scrappy pad there with obviously some journaling space at the very bottom. We've got a map here so we could stick a photo over that if we wished. A pocket full of different ephemera. We've now got this flip out envelope, which I'm not going to open yet because I want all the glue to dry first. We've got a little bit of journaling space, and then last but not least we've got that picture of that beautiful girl in there. So I don't think I'm going to do too much to the back because I'm not entirely sure how I'm putting this into my main journal yet. But I think I showed you at the beginning that this is kind of the innards of my journal at the moment. This is as far as I've got. I will be doing a video very soon to kind of update you and show you how I've constructed this. Again, I'm going to try and make 2 journals. So this is kind of my prototype, so I'll make one on camera so you can see exactly how I've kind of folded things and put them together. And then this is also going to go in here somehow, but like I said, I'm not sure whether I'm just going to attach this to one of these file folders or if it's going to be put in somehow. But yeah, I really love this little mini album. I think it's great. There's loads of space here for pictures and lots of opportunities to have like little tickets and things in there as well. Well, I really hope that you have enjoyed this challenge and you're going to have a go at making your own mini album or travel journal. If you want to grab the freebies, they are available in the LineDotArrow Facebook group. Both mine and Nathalie's are there. Or if you don't go into Facebook, then they are on our Kofi sites. All links will be down below to the Facebook group and to our Kofi. If you're interested in purchasing the kits, because I have used some kit elements in here as well, if you want to purchase the kit, those links will also be down below. I really hope that you do decide to take part in these challenges. They are lots of fun. People are enjoying them already. I've seen lots of wonderful creative creations. So if you want any inspiration, head over to the LineDotArrow Facebook group and you're going to see lots of pictures of people having a go at these challenges. Please also make sure that you go and check out our wonderful design team. We've got lots of talented ladies this month who are working with the kit, and lots of them are participating in the challenges as well and have done really lots of creative things already. All of their links will be down below, so make sure you go and visit and show them some love. Well, thank you very much. That's me done for now. As I say, I will be back hopefully very soon to show you my journal, how that's coming along, and I'll show you how I've actually kind of built and put this together. Thank you very much then, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next crafty video. Bye for now.